the passaggio. This is one of my favorite topics because if you learn physically what happens when you sing the passaggio and you learn how to master this, you're going to be singing incredibly well. But it's important to know that all voices have like those breaks in between. Actually, we have breaks. Every voice has a break every 4 notes. But we only hear the ones that go from the chest to the middle and then up into the head voice. I'm going to be focusing now on this one here, where sopranos, tenors, and a lot of voices have the most problem with. Now what happens during the passaggio? This thing, you know what this is? This is the larynx. It's in here. Yes, it's oversized. It's in here, and what happens is when we sing, actually starting here, when we sing here and we go from that middle into the head voice, the vocal folds get longer. And for the vocal folds to get longer and to stretch, this little thing has to tilt a little bit. And that tilting, we can feel, it feels uncomfortable. It feels that we cannot sing a free sound. It feels screechy. But if we let this thing do its movement to tilt so that the folds can elongate, and if we support this correctly, then we can sing with a very free sound. When we sing through this passaggio, think about an hourglass that is wide on top, wide on the bottom, and narrow in the middle. And when we go up to that passaggio, we think going through that narrow space. But this is only for the placement of the voice. We still have to give room so that this thing can tilt. The larynx hangs in the throat on 2 bands, and when we don't give it that space, it cannot turn and it's squeezed and tight. Let me give you an example. If I do this now without giving the passaggio, without giving the larynx room to tilt. And you tell me if you hear the difference from the sound. I'm going to take this like that, otherwise it's too loud. I do this on the vowel ah. Do you feel this? Ah! Now, if I lean against, like if I put my head against my hand, as you learned in the support, and I let the jaw fall and not tighten, and I give that extra push also from underneath the belly button, as you learned in the support module, then the larynx can tilt. But I also have to keep the lips in an oval shape. And now think about having braces that you don't want to show. So if you have braces and you're kind of embarrassed to show your braces, you do, right? You talk and then you go like this, because you don't want anyone to see. So like you cover your top teeth. And I'm going to show you what happens with the sound if I do all those things. I lean against my hand. I lean and support from underneath the belly button. I keep the lips oval and I cover my teeth. Watch this. Instead of and this technique also you can apply in the belting. You don't have to exaggerate so much, but you're learning here the classical bass so that afterwards that narrowing the space on the larynx is much more comfortable. So try this now, first without any support. And let me repeat this. First, without any support, you just stand here and you support by nature anyway a little bit. But let's do this without any specific support and without thinking of the lips or covering the teeth. Do you feel how uncomfortable it is and it gets tight and something is moving? As a matter of fact, I think you can see my larynx move up. And now let's do all those things. Let's keep the lips oval, cover the top teeth, lean against that head in the back and give a little push from underneath the belly button. Do you feel that difference? We have exercises in the Vocalise module where you learn how to sing through the Passaggio and do those very consciously and allow the tipping of the larynx by helping it with creating more space, leaning against your hand, keeping the mouth in an oval shape, covering your upper teeth and supporting from underneath the belly button.